Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, put your seatbelt on now. We're gonna start off. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. All right, double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and salutations to you, sincere, Akim, faithful, and diligently pushing this truth with fear and trembling through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, we're the GMS Memphis Camp. I'm the brother Tazamak.
The brother Zahab.
All right, and we just, on the move doing a lesson. It's titled Dark Days Are Coming to America. There's that door. And we're just gonna get right into it, Brother got precept.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Yep, and that day is talking about when the Lord comes to destroy chiefly America, right? And Israel, all right, over there where those fake Jews are dwelling, okay? Those are two lands that we know for sure are going to be completely destroyed because of the wickedness, all right, that's being pushed, all right, in those lands, chiefly America, okay? Chiefly America, but also over there in Israel, because these lands have to be cleansed for the blood that's been shed in those lands. So what's going to lead up to that? You're going to have race wars, earthquakes, famines, okay? Everything that you see going on right now. So we're leading up until that day, okay? Oh, you got some more? Or did you have another precept?
Yeah, there's some more.
Okay.
It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers.
Yep. A day of the trumpet and alarm. You got something you want to say?
No, I was just going to keep reading.
The day of the trumpet, and that's what the prophets of the Lord, that's what we are. We are the trumpet blowers. We out here warning you. Okay, we're sounding the alarm for the day of judgment that's coming. And we're going to continually do it more and more. Okay, the more that we get to the end, and that day of the Lord's return, okay, you're going to see the prophets more and more. But that's not what you should be afraid of. Okay, you shouldn't be afraid when you see the prophets. Which you should be preparing yourself. But when you see the prophets no longer out there and they're not preaching and pushing this word, which is the famine of the word that's coming, all right, then it's really over, man. Then you should be afraid. You should be terrified, okay, because you're gonna have Jake crazy, man. But you're gonna have Jake running around here like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to figure out what's going on and looking for answers. But see, we're giving you the answers, and we're telling you the judgment, and we're telling you the things to come before they happen.
Verse 17, it says, and I will bring distress upon men. They shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Yep. You see it say they're going to walk like blind men. Real quick, jump to Amos 8. Because this word is symbolic of the light, okay? So a part of that darkness coming is you not being able to receive the judgment, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay, of this Bible, which is a prophetic book that tells you events, in the judgments that's coming to America and the planet as a whole. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is Amos 8, and we'll start at 9. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will," and that's symbolic of taking away the knowledge people
the
have,
understanding.
the understanding. Because right now, you have people that watch the
Video,
watch videos,
Yep.
but they're scoffers, and they might know a little something, but aren't really about it. So he's about to take it away from them.
You got
Because there's too many Jakes that know about it but aren't acting accordingly.
not applying. They look at it like they look at it for entertainment.
Right.
Yep.
And it says, "And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day."
Yep. That's why I say, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord." And this in particular scripture we're going to is going to get into it. People are going to be running to and fro, looking in their time of mourning. As the Lord say, those who laugh now shall cry later. And there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So when all hell breaks loose, which we in the process, right, of all hell breaking loose in America, martial law has ultimately initiated, the government has ultimately initiated phase 2 of martial law. Okay, so the next step is going to be all out chaos and wrath. Okay, you're going to see, because right now they're using rubber bullets, and they're applying a little force, but they're not giving them the full extent of their force. But the next phase, you're going to see that things are going to get worse, and when things get to that point, then you're going to see Jake looking for answers and in a ball of confusion. Yep.
It says, verse 11, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it."
See? So that's that famine of the word. That's coming, man. That's in process as we speak. The elites are having counsel. The government are having different meetings about the Hebrew Israelites. And not only the Hebrew Israelites, but that's their main focus. But anybody that's out there speaking any truth and doing any type of expose on the government,
Yeah, because what's that? It's not the Georgia Guidestones, but it's the other one that says that any. It's basically marks like a bunch of like Christians and like black nationalists or white supremacists as like.
Oh, you talking about
domestic terrorists?
Project Megiddo?
Yeah, Project Megiddo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like you were saying, like anybody that's doing an expose on the government is going to be marked. Because you got white supremacist groups that hate Jews, hate the so-called Jews, the Amalekites, and but yeah, man, this nation. But it also shows that that's a prophecy too, that Egyptian shall be against Egyptian.
Yep.
This nation's going to be it's going to grow increasingly divided.
Yep. As a matter of fact, get that scripture about a nation being divided, if a nation to be divided against itself.
If a house.
Yeah. If a house be, if a house, you know. And you see that, he was just looking at the National Guard doing the electric slide in Atlanta, man. You know, so how can you take, you know, nobody's taking this government serious, man. You know, nobody's taking them with any sincerity. You know, like it's just one big joke. So you look at the whole purpose of Trump bringing the National Guard is to show his power, show his force, and to bring basically bring the civilians into subjection, you know, from all the looting and rioting and all of that. You know, so you got so many of these National Guard soldiers who are in cahoots with Trump's. Like they don't, you know, they're against Trump, even though they have to take orders from him. They like, man, you know, this dude's a joke. Like he's messing the country up. But see, that's the whole thing, to bring what is it, sedition, you know. And see, when you have a government that has a military that's not in you know, how is that going to work? It can't work, man. You know, and the scripture's going to get into that, and then you can make a point when it's going to make.
This is Mark chapter 3 verse 24. It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end.
Hath an end. So we are seeing America's end. When you look at the federal, when you look at the United States on a federal level and on a state level, and even on a local level, the laws and the different legislations are all in divided. You know, you may have the federal, you know, which was supposed to dictate what the whole country does, but then on a state level, that's why you keep hearing Trump calling out these different governors like, these are weak. These, if any governor, there's any mayor, this, you know, look, man, the Lord has these devils right where He wants them, according to prophecy, man. He has them in division, you know, because this is the time of their end.
Yeah, I was gonna make a point about the military. You know that a lot of the military are like the first ones that expose the government.
Yep.
You know, they call them out on the bullshit that they're doing overseas, or ex-military or something.
Ex-military. Yep. Ex-military.
Let's see. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 2. The day of, or I'll start at 1.
Yeah, start at 1.
It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion,
yep,
and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Yep.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
See, and right now, you know, people are mourning, and people are, you know, in a state of confusion, and they are, you know, some people think, well, it's just a temporary thing, it's going to pass. You know, some people are scared to go outside, don't come out of their house. So you got people, all people just basically acting according to their own understanding. But see, once their understanding fails, then they're going to start to tremble, you know, because the greatest fear is not knowing what's behind that door. You know, it's a door in your house that you don't have a key to. It's just, you know, like, hold on, I don't know what's in there. But you keep hearing noises and you keep hearing shit coming from behind that door, and it don't sound comforting. You know what I'm saying? But you just like, damn, I need to open this door and see what it is. But you don't have the key to open that door. The scriptures are the keys to open up of the doors, you know, to what's going on. So the people that don't have this are in the dark. You know, that's a saying in the world too. When somebody doesn't know something, they're in the dark. They're in the dark about it. You know, they're in the dark. So, you know, that's a scary thing. You know, I always say that knowing is half the battle. So, you know, when you are in the good graces of Yahweh Shemi Havashai, he doesn't keep things from you. He shows you and reveals, you know, his plans to you, man. You know, because he's the ultimate director. All right, he's the ultimate hand that moves everything that we see. All right.
Yeah, this is a scripture that made me think of a point that you just made. Wisdom of Solomon 17:12. Mm-hmm. It says, "For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth."
Yep.
So when, you know, like you said, when you don't know something or your logic, your understanding doesn't add up.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's scary.
Like something that, or by no reason, like if a dog just comes out of nowhere and starts tearing the shit out of somebody.
Yep.
You're like, damn, like what? Like, I thought, you know, dogs were supposed to be these domestic pets or whatever. But then all of a sudden, you know,
They snap.
They snap.
Yep.
You know? Or like you said, something's around the corner making weird noises.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because you know that's why fight or flight instinct kicks in.
Yep.
You'll take flight whenever you don't know what it is. But if you have an understanding of something, that adrenaline's gonna kick in and you're gonna stand your ground and fight it.
Yep.
You see that in nature.
Yep.
You know? Like they say, like if you encounter a bear and you stand your ground and like make yourself big, the bear will get feared because he's never seen someone smaller than
like this
stand like that.
This dude crazy. He actually gonna try to take me. Yep. But you can go back to that Joel. Unless it was more on that Wisdom of Solomon.
No, that's pretty much it. That chapter is good though because it talks about strange apparitions. And that's coming to America.
Yep.
That was actually the plague of darkness in Egypt.
Yeah.
And that plague of darkness is coming to America.
Yeah.
Which we might go back to. Joel 2:2. It says, "A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations."
See? So it's speaking of a day that's coming that's gonna be like no other. It's I've been saying it's like a monumental day. Like, you know, like it's certain days in history that, you know, the whole world knows the history of. Well, this day that's coming to America is going to be a day that the whole world is going to be made aware of for forever, you know, because this is going to be the day of the deliverance of the nation of Israel and the destruction of the wicked Esau, Edom, and all that are likened unto him, you know.
It says, verse 3, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yet and nothing," it says, "yet and nothing shall escape them." We're just talking about those nuclear missiles.
Yep.
Because that's going to be like the ultimate plague. Yep. You know, when those missiles are shot off, there's absolutely nothing people are going to be able to do.
Yep. Ain't gonna be no cure for that.
No vaccine.
No vaccine for those missiles, man. You know. that's gonna cause those missiles when they start hitting, you know, that's gonna cause so much smoke and radiation. You know, he's gonna have a nuclear winter. You know, so the sun is gonna be darkened. You know, so it's gonna be physically dark as well. You know, the day of the Lord gonna be physically dark as well, man, because it ain't gonna be. You gotta think too. When the Lord come with the host of heaven, not only the fathership, okay, which is say when Ezra seen it, it was like a mountain, but he couldn't tell what the end or the beginning of it was. So, you know, you gotta know, man, it's gonna be like real dark, you know, a gloomy day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no sunshine. Like today is a nice day out. The day of the Lord is gonna be total opposite, man. You know, when the day of America's end, okay, it's gonna be that day when the Lord returns.
Like not too long ago when the solar eclipse happened and when the moon blocks out the sun, it's like it becomes, you know, like nighttime
in the middle of the day. Yep.
So how much more when that chariot blocks out the sun?
Come on, man. Woo.
Because, you know, you'd have to be in a certain location when the solar eclipse happened for it to be like completely dark. Because everywhere else, like in Nashville, it was completely dark, but here in Memphis,
it's like still, a percentage of it. Yeah.
There's still like a sliver of sun.
Yep.
That, you know, you could
see. Yeah. Still see some light. Yeah, I know.
It's like sundown.
I know somebody I was listening to was like the Lord brought darkness to the land of Egypt when he played Egypt with darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So you know he's gonna play this, you know, modern day Egypt with darkness.
Cool.
And brother was breaking it down like it's a different type of darkness. It's like darkness that you can feel.
Yeah, because they said, I got the
precept.
Yeah. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17. I'll start at 3. It says, "For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions." And that's talking about that plague of darkness. So they're cast under they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness. So like, you know, they were forgetting they're so scared that they're forgetting like certain actions, you know.
Yep.
Like second nature left them.
Yep. I think my phone about to die too, so.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
It says, "For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear," you know, because they're trying to grab onto stuff to see where they were. But it says, you know, even when they like grab something, that didn't keep them from fear. It says, "But noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances."
Yep.
You know how you see like scary movies and it's always like some creepy ass shit.
And it's always in the dark, but they're hearing some shit.
Like they're hearing like little kids cry across the room. You know? It says, "No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure the light."
It was so dark. They was trying to light fires, and you still couldn't see. Like, you know how back in the day they had those torches. Yeah, you know, they make a torch. So he said the scripture saying it was so dark in that day that even the fire wasn't giving them enough light to see in front of them. Damn.
Then they were probably burning themselves in the dark. It says, "No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten the horrible night."
Yeah, at least,
and you know,
like the stars.
There wasn't any light pollution, you know, back then.
Yeah, no.
Like if you go out into the boonies or something, you look up, you can see like a shit ton of stars, like it, and like on a full moon, you can like see, you know, pretty decently during the night. But none of that was shining that night. It says, only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. So whenever something did appear, anything that they could see
was worse than what they couldn't see. Oh boy!
I'm telling you, this is my favorite chapter.
So that's the type of days that's gonna come to America. You go ahead and wrap it up,
Yeah,
so it don't cut out on as we close.
But yeah, I encourage brothers to finish, that chapter on their own time, because that's a heavy chapter.
Yeah.
But yeah, those dark times that's what's coming to America. So with that, we hope this video was edifying.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.